Hello, long time no see. I'm back with another video. I wanted to review two new decks I just got. I visited a new shop here in my city. It's called Dog-Eared Books. Um, I managed to visit them when they were only 6 days in, and they were telling me that they just chose this new wholesaler. So I'm going to compare them to my standard rider weight. The decks I picked up that I've been having an eye on for a while are the Witch's Tarot and the Crow Tarot. Like, I've just been really captured, especially by this deck here. So let's figure it out. So what I wanted here is I'll have this deck right here. Now, this tuck box comes with like a little booklet. It's full color. So I wanted these to compare the size and also like how the card feels, right? So let's go through the Witch's Tarot first. Standard tuck box. These were only $15 each. So really, really, really good price. Can't complain. Now let's see if I can get it open. The backs are gorgeous. Okay, let's see what we're in for. Oh, they're slippy. Oh, they're tiny. Okay, so yes, they are quite a bit shorter and a little bit thinner than a standard card. A little bit thinner. Now, I did get, this is a deck I've had sitting. Just got it at the dollar store. Just like a standard playing card deck. Okay, so it is taller but thinner than a standard playing card. And feels just a little bit thinner than my playing card. Okay, so as I said, I'm really liking the backs. Gorgeous. Now, let's look through the, oh, let's make sure that these are upside right before we start going through them. Gorgeous art. Like, look at that. You can see every, I don't mind these little borders. Yeah, they're quite, and like, it's not a problem. They're nice and kind of slippy. They'll be easy to shuffle, I think. These would be great decks for on the go. Just something to carry with yourself. Now, I'm noticing that this didn't come in the order. Generally, most decks you'll get, you know, the Fool will start, and then all the major arcana, followed by the minor arcana. And this deck started with the Four of Pentacles. I'll have to put them in order. That's something I do when the deck is not in order. I'll just order it to make, it's my little way of making sure I have all the cards that I'm supposed to have. So let's quickly flip through these and then I'll tell you how they shuffle. I'm getting, like, I really like the story that I'm being told. Oh, gotta make sure to hold this where you can see. Now, for those of us with small hands, great choice of it. Oh, that's gorgeous. This would be a great size for you. Oh, look at the mermaid. So, all the cups. Oh, wow. Anyway, I'm really taken by the art here. kings look good and powerful. Oh, isn't she cute? Okay, so let's go through these just a bit faster. The painting, the art on this deck is, like I said, just amazing. Illustrated by Mark Evans. Now, I didn't mention this before. Now, Emily, the owner of the store, did warn me that this deck would not come with a booklet, and it did not. So, it won't come with these little helpers. So this deck and the Crow Tarot that I got today would not be good starter decks, but if you already know what you're doing, you tend to have small hands, I think this is still a very good option, especially if you just want something to carry. Like if you like to have a deck with you wherever you go. It's very true to the standard rider weight system, which makes it easier for me because I'm still pretty new with doing this. Don't really always know how to read the cards, so I still need a lot of clarity. But each deck teaches me something a little new. I'm not saying you need to have a whole bunch of decks. Do they all have? Oh, look at that. So I'm just noticing that these wands, there's little cat motifs. See, he's got like a lion here on the horse, and he's got like there's some kind of creature here, but she's got a cat, he's got lions here. Like that's clever. I like that. He's got a cat. Oh, there's the Fool. I love it. It's so cute. Look at the puppy. Okay, so the major arcana, I'll just start putting them in order now. I always like the Magician. Look at how much, like, he's got all the pieces that he should. There's magical stuff happening in the garden. Oh, look at her. She's gorgeous. Okay, so, oh look. So the Empress, she's generally supposed to be pregnant. I love seeing a pregnant Empress. And I've heard lots of people kind of complain that she is always pregnant. Most of my decks, you can't tell that she's pregnant. I love that we're seeing a little belly. Like, I don't think it hurts to have one pregnant person in an entire deck. So this doesn't say Hierophant. It's the High Priest. I like that. That's... So I've never seen the Lovers with, like, this is a little different than... I like that. Strength. Oh, he's nice. You're gonna hear my child in the background. Hanged Man. Oh, he's got a little halo. So sometimes with a new deck, you'll just notice these little things. Now, wouldn't it be something if the Hanged Man always had a halo above his head and I just never noticed before? Love that. Temperance tends to be my favorite card in the deck, which it's so funny because it aligns with my zodiac sign, Sagittarius. So, oh, Shadow Side. So this is new. This is not a card that I would... What number is it? It is 5. That's 14, 15. What is that supposed to be? So I guess the one downside is if you're going to add extra cards to your deck, you should have at least a card in the deck to just kind of explain what this is supposed to be, because not all of us know exactly by number. Like I probably should by this point, but so 15. Oh, it's the devil. Okay. So let's look at this again. See, this doesn't give me the same feelings as the devil. This would take me some time to kind of wrap my head around. The devil is about, you know, temptation, darker things. And like I'm getting the shadow side, but this looks way more ominous than the devil card for me. I don't read the devil as a bad card, but this does seem more negative. I love this. Like, look at that crown. She's the one that drew me to the deck. She's gorgeous. Oh my god, isn't that cute? Karma. Is that Judgment? I think 20 is Judgment. Okay, so 20. Sorry, it just takes me a second. 20. Judgment. Yeah. Oh, there's the World card. Oh, so it's still got this 4 different heads. Sorry, I don't know why, like, some of these cards came upside down. They're obviously out of order. Like, what are the 3 of Pentacles doing here? Are these all... Okay, just trying to make sure they're upside right. Pentacles. There we go. Overall, I'm very happy with this deck. Let's see how it shuffles real quick. I'll order it later to make sure I have all the cards I should. Okay, so they're slippy, but not overly so. Like I can't riffle shuffle very well generally. You know what? These cards would probably be great for it actually. Let's try it out. Oops. Sorta. Like it bends well. You will be, like, if you're able to shuffle like that normally, you'll be able to do it. It's not something I'm particularly strong at. I don't tend to shuffle my cards that way because it bends the cards. Now I am noticing that I've barely used these and there's already a little bit of damage. They could have used maybe a slight lamination or something, but for $15, you know what? I'm really not, that isn't meant to be a complaint. For those of us on a budget, this is, I think, still a really great option. So let's put these back and let's look at the deck that I'm really excited for, the Crow Tarot. So MJ, you know what? I didn't do it for this deck. Alan Dugan, illustrated by Mark Evans. MJ Cullinan, I'm sorry, that's awful. By US Game Systems. Oh, look at those cards. Okay, so I'm very attracted to the artwork in here. It's very painterly, but it still gives me this idea of like looking at stained glass somehow, if that makes sense. And I'm so drawn to that type of stuff. Okay, I like the backs. Generally, I like a bit of a prettier back, but that's just being overly picky. Now, I just want to make sure that these are upside right. This also did not come with a book. It is $15. They're the same size as the Witch's Tarot that we just did. So they're about the size of a playing card, a bit taller, a bit wider. Oops, there we go. Perhaps, yeah, it's about the same quality as the Witches. It's a little bit thinner than a standard playing card, but it feels exactly the same, so I think it will shuffle well. Let's look. Okay, so this deck also does not appear to be in order. So it's real painterly. I don't know, like, if anybody else is getting the stained glass vibe, please let me know, because I feel a little like I shouldn't be seeing that. But like, if you relax your eyes and you blur it out, you can still see the image, and that is really great design. That's just okay. So this is Two of Cups. So the aces are wow, words. You know, we see exactly what this is, but with this, you read the Roman numeral, and then you have to see what suit it is. Generally, for my cards, I like it to just be there at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to count anything. I don't want to have to do a little bit of math. Like, I can read Roman numerals, but as the numbers get higher, it gets a little bit more complicated for me. So, like, 3 is fine. But, like, once it gets to these, like, stranger numbers, it gets a little bit difficult for me. Now, this isn't anything against the deck. I'm sure many people would be able to still read just fine with this, but I'm lazy. um, and I don't like to count if I can avoid it. So, okay, 1, 2. It feels ethereal. It really does. Like, I think this is gonna be a deck I will work with a lot. Like, I'm grooving with it. I really like it. Now, hopefully this comes out clearly. I'm sitting by a window and stuff. Okay, still cup. See, now for a second, I wasn't sure what I was looking at. So that, like, this one looks more like a cup, but I wasn't sure. Yes, very standard. Like it. Now, yeah, this is the standard cups. This, for some reason, reads almost like a major arcana there for a second. Sorry, I'm just enjoying the art. Like, there's a little bit of some of the cards look a little bit more like instead of stained glass, it looks like collage-y. And normally I'm not attracted to collage decks, but I think in the case of this deck, not they don't all look that way. Just some of them. Oh, isn't that interesting? Like, I don't know what's happening. And I think I said it, this did not come with a booklet. And sometimes with a new deck, I really do like to read through the booklet to see, kind of get an eye into what the artist was thinking for some of the symbolism. But if you already know your tarot, you're okay with looking up some symbols yourself, doing a study with this deck, I think would be like, get your own little tarot journal, like an empty journal, fill it, do your studies in there. I think this deck would read really well, especially the feeling I'm getting, at least for me, for shadow work. Oh wow, so pretty. Like, generally I don't like this card. I really like this one. I think making it a bird as opposed to a human lady is working for me. So the Nine of Swords, I always get the feeling that she's up in the middle of the night, or the character's up in the middle of the night. They can't sleep because of all their thoughts in their head. Air. Swords is about air, which is about your thoughts. Like, it does look like it's night. There's something happening here on a pile. I don't think it would be too much to translate some of these. Oh no, he's stabbed. That's so sad. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I always forget about that card. I'm like almost mad that this art is so pretty. I don't know if anybody else gets overwhelmed like that. Did that? I don't think that... So, see, this is the thing. Like, is the sign of Saturn normally on the King of Swords? Like, am I missing something? I'm gonna have to look. I don't think it is, though. See, this is more collagey. Still really, really pretty. And this is like, you know, a Harry Potter type wand. Not a big fan of the author, but the wand designs were amazing. Little flowers. Oh, the birds. Are they like... They look like they're being friendly. I hope that's what I'm supposed to be reading. Oh, I like this one. I keep forgetting where to hold this. I like this white outline that they're using. Sorry, I keep talking about the art. I'm getting distracted, so hopefully it's pretty clear how well this deck is sitting with me. Sorry. It looks like he's holding it. That's so funny. Like, I expect that in cartoons like Scuttle, but I do not explain. Yeah, like it just sets... Because he looks too realistic for it, right? Okay, so this looks like Justice. Look at that. Or, sorry, a Justice type. Because of the scales. I know it's Pentacles, just to be clear. Get some Wolf. Oh, this is a really pretty card. I like it. A thing I like to do in my practice, once I've decided that a deck is going to stay with me, is I'll go back through and I'll choose my very favorite cards, the ones that really stood out to me. And then I'll go, generally, like I'll end up using probably this deck or one of my other tarot books and reading exactly about that card. And 9 times out of 10, it will be exactly the message I needed. It's so funny that it works that way. I don't expect a deck to work like that until after I bless it and stuff, but like it works just fine. Okay, we're at the Major Arcana. Okay, so what I'm thinking is how this would read. Now, I'm thinking that the Major Arcana are not ideal for a brand new reader. Now, this is going to be true if you are like brand new, because it, as I said, it doesn't come with a booklet. But the image is not clear as to what is happening. Like, I don't feel like he's about to start a journey, and maybe I'm sticking too close to the Rider-Waite. I think I need to get a few other decks and experiment, like the Thoth Tarot, maybe. So, he doesn't have the infinity symbol, but he does have all the devices and the flower garden down here that the standard magician has. The high priest, he's got the little veil, or she. And look, the pomegranates are still here, so that's good. Now, yeah, the Empress is a little bit more difficult. So it's a good thing that they labeled it. Oh, yes. He does look like an emperor, doesn't he? I love him. Oh, yes. And so the church background, the keys that he tends to have under his feet. Okay, so, yep, I'm reading the Lovers, especially with this snake. It brings back very Adam and Eve type vibes for me. And then, sorry, I'm looking at it again. So they're eating together. I'm wondering what the symbolization of those other two birds are. Anyway, I'll have to study this later. The Chariot. See, this card would be difficult for me too. Like, he's flying because he can be his own mode of transportation. But yes, there he is with the lion. Love it. There he is, the hermit. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Okay, I love it. Justice. Wait, maybe he is hung. I'm sorry, I'm bringing it so close. I'm not seeing ropes necessarily, but he does appear to be stuck. I'm glad that the bird is not actually tied up. Oh no, death. Okay. But that is fairly clear. Temperance. Oh, okay. So the wings on his chest is almost like, and then the water still. There he is. Oh, I like it. What a great looking card. There's the tower. And the star. Man. Oh, they look like they're celebrating, don't they? Judgment. But look, Pluto back here. So, yep, that's gonna... This Judgment card will read really well for me, I think. Because I understand... I study astrology and I understand, you know, Pluto and the significance of it. So, look. So it's got all, you know, the scorpion, the lion. So, quick check to see how it shuffles. As I said, I've got small hands. It fits in my hands really well. Oh, shuffles great. Now, it popped out. Now, even though I forgot to cleanse this, we'll read this card. Let's do a quick riffle shuffle, though, first. So that is a 4 sword. Thoughts. So one thing I'm really not good at yet is just being able to read a card. I'm not great with reading, like, I can't remember their significance, and I'm not great at listening into my intuition. So it's a bit of a struggle, but let's try it. Now, just like the other deck, it's barely used, but there is a little bit of damage so far. So, like, if this is not your first deck and you have a few decks, one thing I want to do is, wow, words. I want to modify a few of my decks, like painting the borders, the sides of the cards here. And these will be great cards to do that with, because I'm not, like, this deck I don't want to ruin. But I will practice it with this deck. No offense to these people, because the artwork is still gorgeous. But where the borders are black, I think I can get away with it. We'll do that together sometime. We will figure out how to do that. So, 4 of Swords. Swords is about air, which is about thoughts. So, and he looks like he is dead. And then are these other birds watching him? Like, what is... So, I always have to check the meaning of the card. Overall, this is not giving me a good feeling. I'm not liking this. Okay, so let's find Swords. Oh yes, it's supposed to be a knight in a tomb. That's right. So, vigilance, retreat, solitude, hermit's repose, exile, tomb, and coffin. So I should be retreating. Anyway, we're getting too deep into this. Okay, we will do that in a minute. I also wanted to talk about the crystals. I need to talk about the crystals that they sell there, because, so this is about dog-eared books. I bought, now this didn't all come together, but I did buy like a little Aries kit. My son is in Aries, so here are his crystals. And I bought a few extras because I cannot resist. So let's just talk about the Aries crystals. This was super cheap. How did I don't even remember what I paid for it. I'm gonna have to look at my receipt, but look at the size. The halite is huge. I think this is adventuring. Yes. This hematite is magnetic. It was stuck to all the other zodiac crystals. Just put that there. So this is the citron. Let's put it in order. Hematite, halite, adventuring, jasper, citron. I bought this little moonstone. It's hard to see in real life. I mean, sorry, on camera, but in real life it's got a nice little fleck to it. It was only $5. Like, look at this. And then I also bought turquoise, $2.50. Like, the size, I'm keeping it in the bag for now because I'm still having a hard time remembering what stones, like I'm trying to learn a little bit too much at the same time. But like, I got an amazing amount of crystals, and like, so this was $5, this was $2.50, this might have been like $7. It is so expensive to buy crystals. And dog-eared books have them for a really, really good price. I'm going to show you something. I have this great little selenite wand, and she had selenite wands that were much, like, I can't even show you on camera. They were so long. They were quite thick. What could I compare it to? They were big, and they were like $15, and I was thinking, woman? So if you need, something in your price range, you need to come try this store, because like, these tarot decks were $15 each. Like, it was so cheap. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm super happy and excited, especially about the Crow Tarot. I'm excited to work with that. I'm gonna cleanse it and charge it. I usually don't do that until I've decided to keep a deck. I am not 100% sold on this one. Just for me, the artwork is gorgeous. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. Because sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to warm up to a deck, especially if I don't know how or when I'm gonna use it. I like to have goals. Not goals, but like, how am I going to use this in my practice? And if I can't, I'll still cleanse it because it was in my hands, but I'll find a really good home for it. So yeah, thank you for spending your time with me. It was a lot of fun, and we need to do this again sometime soon.